Welcome to the Redondo Beach local election candidate discussion for District 2. My name is Mark Hansen. I'm a member of the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, as well as the Government Relations Committee. I will be your moderator for this discussion. Congratulations on your decision to run for public office. Our candidate for this interview will be Chad Castle. Today's format will be as follows. You will begin with a 2-minute opening statement. You will then have 10 minutes to answer the 5 pre-selected questions that were emailed to you and to each candidate at least one day prior to today's Zoom call. The timekeeper will let you know when there are 15 seconds left, and the timekeeper will let you know when your time is up. You do not need to stop abruptly. You may finish your last sentence or two. We will begin with your 2-minute opening statement. Chad, thanks for being with us, and please give us your opening statement.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to the entire chamber. To introduce myself, my name is Chad Castle. I've moved to Redondo Beach in 2013 with my family, and during my time here, I've met a number of you over the past 12 years in my work with the Redondo Beach Ed Foundation on the board of that, and then also as a commissioner with the Budget and Finance Commissioner. Prior to moving to Redondo Beach, I lived in New York City for almost 20 years and first went there after college as an investment banker, where I worked for UBS and Credit Suisse, and then transitioned into investment and commercial real estate, where I've spent the majority of my career. Here in Redondo Beach, I've been involved and also back in New York with various community organizations. And my philosophy from the time I was a child, instilled in me by my parents, was that we're always involved with the community to make things better. So my decision to run for office here in District 2 is an opportunity to use the talents and skills that I've learned over the last 25, 30 years during my career to help make Redondo Beach a better city to live in. I'd love to have all of your votes, all of you in District 2. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chad. And now for our first question. Please share your top 2 to 3 priorities for the city of Redondo Beach if you are elected to the city council, and what are your plans to accomplish those?
Sure. My top 3 priorities, well, first would be public safety, which is critically important. When we moved here to Redondo Beach in 2013, one of the things that attracted us to it was the safe environment to raise a family, the safe environment and the great schools. So it's a top priority to keep Redondo safe and make sure that our fire and police departments have the best equipment and training possible to, again, keep us all safe and healthy. Recently, the city passed Measure FP, which is going to allow us to build new fire and police stations over the next few years. And one of my top priorities will be to make sure that we are able to complete those projects so that we have top level service. I think after the fires in the Palisades, we see how critical fire and police equipment is, and the time to build it is when you don't need it because you don't have time, the luxury of time to do that in the middle of an emergency. So I think we have a great opportunity over the next few years to complete that for our residents and make sure that Redondo Beach has top tier service from our public safety. Next is the fiscal responsibility. That's a top priority. As Commissioner on the Budget and Finance Commission, we got to see inside the budget and all sorts of functions and departments of the city. So a priority will be making sure that when we do spend money on items, that we're getting the essentially the best bang for our buck, that we're spending as efficiently as possible so that the residents of Redondo are protected and can get as much service and high quality service as possible. And then lastly, the third priority would be the quality of life issues here in Redondo Beach. One of the things that in District 2 that's important is the King Harbor Amenities Plan and attracting businesses to the large amount of vacant space that we have down around the harbor, but also along PCH. And that's going to be important in improving the quality of life of residents so that we have dining and entertainment options, and generating tax revenue for the city to, again, make us as financially strong as possible, but also have the best services and the most walkable neighborhood in Redondo Beach. Those were my 3 priorities.
Thank you, Chad. For your second question, what do you see as the primary assets a thriving business community brings to the city of Redondo Beach, and what will you do to support business retention, growth, and job creation in Redondo Beach?
I think back to the quality of life issues. I think for District 2, attracting businesses to our neighborhoods and to our existing vacant spaces will make the neighborhood much more user-friendly for our residents, both in terms of food options and entertainment, but also job opportunities for many of our local residents. By making things local, it makes us more vibrant and makes the neighborhood much more user friendly to everyone here involved. That's important in terms of growth, but also as a city councilman, understanding how all of the pieces fit together. So again, just use the King Harbor area and filling in the vacant spaces down there. One of the issues that we've had is because we've had such a high vacancy rate that businesses haven't been attracted and also consumers haven't been attracted to the area. But as we start to fill in some of the spaces, so we have, for example, the California Surf Club that's opening up and an adjacent restaurant plus other businesses down around the International Boardwalk. As those spaces have filled in, we've seen higher and higher retail foot traffic in those areas, which is great for people in the neighborhood, but also great for all of the businesses down there so that they can be successful in serving the neighborhood, but at the same time, the neighborhood gets the services from those areas.
Thank you, Chad. Our third question, in an effort to address the housing shortage in
Mhm.
California, the state is proposing policies that would reduce local control for individual cities and provide a one-size-fits-all solution. What will you do to preserve local control relative to zoning?
I think local control is critical, and especially in a city like Redondo Beach, a fits all approach doesn't work. Just as every city has its own issues and geography and transportation issues, one size fits all from Sacramento doesn't really work at the local level. In terms of fighting for maintaining local control over zoning, I know that the city has lobbyists that are actively fighting for us in Sacramento, but I also would join that fight and work in lobbying our legislators in Sacramento so that we can maintain our local control of our zoning process and the buildings that are built here in Redondo Beach.
Thank you very much. Our fourth question is, what accomplishments in your past make you the right choice for this office?
I think over my career over the last 30 years, my time in school, and also my time here in Redondo Beach as part of various volunteer community organizations, many of you have seen me at events, attending them, helping to make those events better, the organizations better. As commissioner on the Budget and Finance Commission, I work to make the city more efficient. That's better for all of us. And I think it's that track record of using my background and skills in each position that I would bring to the job that would give you an expectation that I would be able to continue that going forward and continue to make Redondo Beach an even better city in the future.
Thank you, Chad. And now for our fifth and final question. Is there anything that we haven't mentioned that you would want to discuss?
I think in terms of Redondo Beach, I believe we have a great city. One of the issues that's come up both with on-cycle elections and off-cycle elections like the ones we have here in Redondo on March 4th is that the voter turnout at the local level is typically much lower than it is at the national level. I looked at the results of the last local election in District 2, and we had about a 30% participation rate of registered voters. So I would encourage all of our voters, not just in District 2, but in all of the districts across the city, that it's critically important that you turn in your ballots because your local ballot has a larger impact than at the national level, but also most of the issues that you run into in your day-to-day life are local issues. So it's important to get those ballots turned in.
Thank you very much, Chad. We've come to the end of the District 2 discussion. I would like to take a moment to thank you for taking the time to participate in this informative event. This event was hosted by the Redondo Beach Chamber of Commerce. We wish you all the best with your campaign. Thank you for agreeing to participate in today's discussion and for agreeing to be recorded and allow us to make this video publicly available. Thank you all for watching.